What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing my final, this is weird to say, but my final Heisman watch for the entire season. I'll give my top 5, and then I'll predict what I really think the top 5 is going to be. They've already announced the finalists. The 4 finalists are Aiden Hutchinson, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Kenny Pickett. And I may have some disagreements with that. I don't know. We'll see. But if you like college football, I make college football content. If you like college football, you're going to like my channel. If you watch this video and you like it, please consider liking and subscribing. It would help out a lot, because my love is making college football content. But let's hop right into the video and waste no more time. So, I'll run you through my top 10, okay? At number 10, I have Bailey Zappi. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Bailey Zappi, the quarterback from Western Kentucky. I know he's group of 5, but he's putting up absolutely insane stats, like 50-something touchdowns and 5,000-something yards. And I get he may have not played a great opponent, but still, he's putting up numbers, and you got to respect that. But that's why he's at number 10. At number 9, I have Cincinnati quarterback Desmond Ridder. Very, very, very solid quarterback, very good leader. And yeah, group of 5 again, but number 4 team in the nation, undefeated. I had to put him up here. At number 8, I have Hassan Haskins, running back from Michigan. Very, very solid running back. Had an amazing year, especially versus Ohio State in the game. He had 5 total touchdowns and was running all over that Ohio State defense. One of the things that propel him into this top 10. At number 8, I have Hassan Haskins. At number 7, I have Kenneth Walker, running back, Michigan State. He was the favorite at one point in the season, but he's had some stumbles since then. He didn't do good in the Ohio State game, but there are several games he has done good in. Very good running back. In my opinion, the best running back in college football this year. And at number 6, I have Matt Corral, Ole Miss quarterback. Again, very good season, and he'll be entering the draft as probably a top 3 quarterback. Right, as of right now, if I had to rank him, probably top 2 quarterback to me. But let's hop into my top 5. At number 5, I have Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end, Michigan. On the season, he has 58 tackles, 33 solo tackles, 15.5 tackles for a loss, 13 sacks, 3 passes defended, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Or, my bad, 2 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery on the number 2 team in the nation. Yeah, he's an absolute beast. This past weekend versus Iowa in the Big Ten championship game, he had 4 tackles, a tackle for a loss, and a sack. I mean, absolute beast. To me right now, if I were a team, I'd probably draft him number 1 overall. If I was the Lions with the number 1 overall pick, I think I'm taking Aiden Hutchinson as my number 1 overall. I mean, he's so good, a traditional defensive end. I absolutely love this guy as a draft prospect. I don't think he should have been a finalist like he is, but whatever. Right? Aiden Hutchinson, number 5. At number 4, this starts off my finalists. My finalists, if I had to invite finalists to New York, are the top 4. So this starts off my finalist. At number 4, I have Will Anderson Jr., linebacker, Alabama. The best defensive player in the nation to me. I mean, let me read you some of these stats, okay? 82 tackles, 49 solo tackles, 27.5 tackles for a loss, 14 sacks, and 2 passes defended on the number 1 team in the nation. That's absolutely insane. And numbers vary from site to site. I'm using sportsreference.com, but there are some sites that have him as high as 30 tackles for a loss, which is ungodly. I mean, Will Anderson has been having an amazing season this year. And honestly, I could see justification for him being 2 or 3. And honestly, I really think he could have won it. I really think he could have been my number 1 if he had caused a turnover. That's the only thing holding him down. As a defensive player, you have to do a lot, and he hasn't caused a single turnover this year. Not to knock him, though. I mean, the guy, like I said, the guy's an absolute beast. I mean, nearly 30 tackles for a loss, 14 sacks. I mean, that is insane. Will Anderson, number 4. At number 3, I have Pitt quarterback, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's having an amazing season also. I mean, if you look at pure counting number stats, I mean, Kenny Pickett runs away in almost every category. He has 4,552 yards, 47 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions, a 67% completion percentage, 8.7 yards per attempt, 8.5 TD percentage, and a 165.3 passer rating on a top 15 team. I mean, that's insane. This past weekend, he had a very good game. 273 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 145 passer rating. I mean, Kenny Pickett's an amazing just quarterback. He's my QB1 in the draft right now. I think he'll be an NFL star at quarterback. And I do not usually love quarterbacks. I usually say quarterbacks are going to be bust. I only stick with maybe one quarterback a year. And even then, I'm not too high on them, only from certain years. And I mean, this is one of these certain years. I think Kenny Pickett will be a star quarterback in the NFL. So I have him at number 3. At number 2, my runner-up for the Heisman Trophy, I have C.J. Stroud, quarterback, Ohio State. C.J. Stroud finished with 3,832 yards, 38 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, 9.8 yards per attempt, a 70% completion percentage, or 71% completion percentage, 9.6 TD percent, and a 182.2 passer rating. That's insane. I mean, if you look purely based off stats, I mean, C.J. Stroud might be the best in the nation. I mean, he just absolutely insane. Had a great year. Many people doubting him going into the season. I mean, he proved all the haters wrong. I know Ohio State may not have made the playoffs this year, but I mean, C.J. Stroud showed out. What can you say? C.J. Stroud, I'll give props to him. Incredible quarterback. But at number 1, my Heisman Trophy winner is Bryce Young. Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama. Roll Tide, roll. Roll Tide, roll. And I don't even have to back this up by saying, oh, I'm not biased, because literally everyone has Bryce Young number 1. And I'm about to tell you why. On the season, Bryce Young has 4,353 yards, 45 touchdowns, only 4 picks, 9.3 yards per attempt, a 68% completion percentage, 9.3 touchdown percentage, and a 175.4 passer rating on the number 1 team in America. Led his team to the number 1 seed. Bryce Young has not 1, but 2 Heisman moments, and you can't say the same for any other player on this list. No other player on this list has a single Heisman moment, and Bryce has 2 of them. Let me explain. Last week, against Auburn in the Iron Bowl, he didn't play well at first, but, I mean, he clicked at the end of the game. I mean, you're down there on the 2-yard line, 98 yards to go. You need a touchdown to tie the game in the greatest rivalry in sports, right? So he leads his team 98 yards with 1:30, no timeouts, all the way down the field to tie the game and send it to overtime in Jordan-Hare in front of 90,000 Auburn fans. And then in overtime, ice in his veins, throws the game-winning 2-point conversion to Mechie to beat Auburn in the Iron Bowl. The first one to ever go into overtime. 4 overtimes, 24-22. That was his first one. That could have won it alone. But this last game versus Georgia, oh boy. Georgia went into this game supposed to have a historic defense. I mean, they were only averaging 6.9 points a game. I mean, that's under 7 points a game. That is insane. The most they had given up all season was 17. In the month of November, I think they've only given up 30 points total. And I mean, they were just doing insane. They had Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis. I mean, Alabama wasn't supposed to do anything against them. And Bryce Young torched that defense. Absolutely shredded it in an underdog game where not many people thought Bama was going to win. His final stat line for that game ended up being 460 total yards, 4 total touchdowns, and a 162 passer rating, and a 17-point win beat down on Georgia, hanging 41 points on what was supposed to be one of the best defenses of all time. Not only that, but he did it in a clutch moment. If Alabama loses that game, they don't go to the playoffs. But Alabama won it. And not only are they going to the playoffs, they're the number 1 seed. Bryce Young is far and away the front runner for the Heisman Trophy. He's my Heisman Trophy. He's going to win the Heisman Trophy next Saturday, and he should be your favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Set in play. So that's my final list for the 2021 season. 10, Bailey Zappi. 9, Desmond Ridder. 8, Hassan Haskins. 7, Kenneth Walker. 6, Matt Corral. 5, Aiden Hutchinson. And for my finalists, 4, Will Anderson Jr., linebacker, Alabama. 3, Kenny Pickett, quarterback, Pitt. Number 2, C.J. Stroud, quarterback, Ohio State. And number 1, my Heisman winner, Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama. Now, for my thoughts on how it might go down next Saturday in voting range, I mean, we all know Bryce Young's going to win it. At this point, the odds, it's obvious that Bryce Young is going to win this thing. So, Bryce Young, number 1. I feel like, they'll kind of go with the rest of my order, to be honest. So if I had to predict the top 4, I'll go Aiden Hutchinson 4, Pickett 3, Stroud 2, Young 1. And I'm not going to linger on this too long because it really doesn't matter. But I really think Anderson should have got the nudge over Hutchinson to be a finalist. But I'm not going to hold it too much. I mean, Anderson, dominant season. I mean, he literally stacks up in every category better than Hutchinson. But it's okay. Hutchinson's a beast. I have a lot of respect for him. It's whatever. Will Anderson won the Nagurski anyways for the best defensive player. It's alright. But, yeah. That's my prediction and my personal opinion on the Heisman Trophy. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think should win the Heisman Trophy? What is your order of the rankings if you want to leave them down? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. Sometimes they don't show up. I've had a problem with that recently. Sometimes they have an issue with showing up. But I promise, if YouTube doesn't hold it under review and I see it, I promise I read every single one. So feel free to discuss in the comments. But with that being said, this concludes my final Heisman watch. Roll Tide, roll. Peace.